Biden continues to receive an enormous amount of pressure, trying to reassure his party and the United States allies he is fit for office. Meanwhile, former President Trump just wrapped up a massive rally in Doral, Florida, drawing thousands of supporters.
A lot to get to with the congressman, so let's bring him in. Georgia Congressman Rich McCormick is a doctor and serves on the House Armed Services Committee, and he joins us now. Welcome to the program, sir. You obviously have not seen the president as a patient, but your colleague James Comer actually wants to bring in Biden's White House doctor in front of Congress to ask some questions. So, doctor to doctor, what would you ask Biden's doctor to try to find out what the heck is going on here and get at the truth?
What sort of cognitive tests have you done on this president? Have you done any imaging? Has he been looked into it, other things other than Parkinson's, which we have investigated? I'm very seriously concerned for Lewy body dementia. I've seen people with Parkinson's. I've seen Senator Isaacson from Georgia died of Parkinson's disease recently. He had to resign from office during his term because of Parkinson's. What kind of decline has he had in the last 4 years under his supervision? Those sort of questions will all lead me to the right conclusion, but we can all see it right in front of us. You don't have to be a doctor to watch him deteriorate rapidly. It's happened before he even was sworn in as president. It was already happening, and now he has a hard time riding a bike or going up the stairs or even just finding his way off a stage.
And because of that, President Biden is currently fighting for his political survival. But Axios has a new piece titled "Biden Rebels in Congress See Their Revolt Crumbling." And one House Democrat who does not support the president running for a second term says most of our caucus is still with him, meaning he'll stay in, which sucks for our country. Democratic leaders are standing by President Biden right now. And then you have Senator Mark Warner, who raised some concerns, seeming to backtrack. So what do you think? Does the president survive this thing?
I think he can if he wants to stay in it. The problem is he actually polls better than Kamala Harris. They have a massive problem. Their party is split. He can't sell himself. He can't put two intelligible sentences together. He can't sell his product. They're on the wrong side of history on border, crime, debt, energy, education. They're in big trouble, and they know it, and they don't have a good salesman.
The topic of Biden's health front and center at Donald Trump's rally last night. Here's VP contender, and his day job is senator, Florida's Marco Rubio. Watch.
The only conspiracy here are the people in the shadow government that are protecting and hiding from the American people the condition of our current president, and it puts our country in danger. I guess they have now admitted that from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Biden is awake and running the country. I don't want a president that's open less than our banks are open, and that's what we're facing now.
I don't know about you, Congressman, but that sounds like a vice presidential speech to me. What's the latest buzz among Republicans there in D.C.? What are you hearing as to who Donald Trump's going to pick?
I've heard Rubio. I've told Dr. Carson. I've heard Tim Scott. I've heard a bunch of people, actually. I mean, the greatest thing about Trump is how he markets himself. He gets the maximum bandwidth out of every media outlet because he keeps things the way he wants to. He phrases things so you're always wondering what's the next thing going to come out. And I think this is just part of his ploy to continue to garner attention and get people interested and keep the excitement around his campaign.
So who do you think it's going to be, and when do you think he's going to announce it?
You know, I have leaned all over the place. I hate to say, I think Rubio is probably the main focus right now, but I've heard so many different rumors. I hate to even bet on it. But if I had to bet, I would say Rubio right now.
Yeah, and he does speak Spanish, which is, you know, a good thing to get the vote, to get the message out to the Spanish-speaking voters in the United States. So we shall see.
Congressman Rich McCormick, thanks so much for joining the program. We certainly appreciate it.